and woolly out there. So let's get down to Laura and a catch on the boundary. How are things looking down there, ladies?
Well, we can definitely feel the wind down here. Not surprising for this ground to catch. You know this ground very well. That breeze does come off the sea. How would you play it here today?
How I'll play this game today is really on our right side here. Normally the breeze is on the left side, but today is going to be a bit different. And for Hawks, it really suits them because they've done this so many times previously in the past season. For Carlton, it's going to be really hard for them because they don't really know what to expect in this ground. So it's going to be interesting.
We were talking about how in the middle of the ground it kind of sits for a bit. So do you use the corridor or do you go out to the wing and take advantage of the breeze?
I think using the corridor is going to be priority number one. And then if you can use the wings, use the wing to be able to get in the forward line. But using the corridor just to get it in there quickly is going to be the key for any team today.
And as you know, do know the Hawks very, very well. A lot of new faces. What are you expecting to see from them today?
I'm really expecting for them to rise. It's, they've been building new coach, new players. People like Bridie Hipwell, Anya McDonough are going to really stand up in the forward line. And then with the new additions in the mids with Eliza West is going to really complement Batesy and Flem. So it's going to be really, really good side.
Yeah, we look forward to the contest and your insights, of course. Going to get a little bit of rain here too, guys. So we'll probably see it all today.
Thanks, ladies. Enjoy it from the boundary. A pretty good seat in the house here too at Kinetic Stadium. They mentioned some of the changes. The Hawks.
Yes.
A few new players, but also a new coach.
The new coach, Daniel Webster, highly touted coming in from Queensland. And I tell you what, Joe, success follows this man. He was a head coach at Aspley. I think they went back-to-back there as a head coach there. And then, of course, he's been a part of the Brisbane Lions. He was their midfield coach last year in their premiership year. So he has seen a lot of success. Hawks bring him in and hoping that he can bring that to this group. And Akesh just touched on it. Casey Sheriff and Eliza West coming in from a strong Melbourne system, a successful club for a number of years. So they bring plenty of experience to this young Hawks group.
And on the flip side, a couple of debutantes for the Blues and a new recruit, the twins lining up together.
Yeah, I'm pumped to see the Moody twins reunite here. Of course, Celine coming across from the Western Bulldogs. But I'm very interested to see how they juggle all of these tools. Bree Moody is starting forward at this point in time, and you've got Good hoping to hold down that ruck position against Wales here this afternoon. So I'm really interested to see how they find the perfect balance with so many tool options across the group.
And for the Hawks, what are we looking for this season? Of course, they've got a new coach, but what will they be looking to develop across the year?
Yeah, some of the KPIs that I've highlighted for 2024, first and foremost, pressure and contest around stoppage. So they're going to come in with that defence-first mentality, win the footy at the source, and then use that swift ball movement to go forward. Young guns to shine, Joe. In their expansion year, the Hawks had 7 of the top 13 picks in the draft. So these players are now heading into their 3rd season. They've had another pre-season. You've got the likes of Everest, Wales, Fleming, Elliott. They've added some more youngsters in Stone and Williamson as well. So last for me as well is to capitalise with their scores from turnover. This is where the Hawks will make you pay. They're so fast, they are extremely fit, and they want to use the space for their runners.
Emily Bates too, the new captain, she's lost the coin toss, and Kez Peterson and her side will be kicking with the wind in this first term. What are their KPIs for 2024?
My KPIs for the Blues are run and dash. They were a high handball receiving side in season 8, so looking for them to really, grow and develop that aspect of their game. Find the next big thing inside 50. So we know that Darcy Vesio is playing more of that wing role this year. They've got a youngster debutant out there in Keck today. They've got Mia Austin, who played all 10 matches last year. So they're looking for that next big key forward and who's going to kick their goals across season 9. And then last but not least, I touched on it a little bit earlier with their tools, but they really need to own the air. If they're going to run the 2 Moody's, the Good and Austin, make sure that they're dominating the air, taking contested marks or competing to bring it to ground for their smalls to get to work.
Yeah, I think Good, as you mentioned, is a big one in the ruck. If she can hold down that for the Blues, Bree Moody, who was their leading goal kicker back in season 7, could be a real key. But in tough conditions for the Tools today, Abs.
Certainly is. It's very, very windy out there. Akesh touched on it, but straight through the centre of the ground here at Frankston, you'll certainly see the ball zipping around.
And obviously changing game plans for each term, whether they have the wind or not. So the Blues will kick with the advantage of the wind in this opening term in a historic first clash ever between these two sides at AFLW level. The Hawks yet to have a final series. Carlton trying to get back there in 2024. We're set to unfold here. Kinetic Stadium at Frankston. And it's Moody who started in the ruck and has got the first clearance, but it's Smith who's chopped it off at half back.
Maddie Gearing running side by side with Emily Bates. It's so good to see her back out there on a footy field after a long layoff.
And there is Vesio, as you said, playing more of that wing roll up on the footy. Looks inside 50, wanted Austin. Has it punched away by Kemp. Lucas Rod. Austin goes back hard over the footy again. She does well, fighting at ground level. Smith, their dogged defender, back to Kemp, who just bends it round the corner. Bounce not favoured. There is West, number 2, a new recruit for the Hawks across from the Ds.
You can see a couple of, I guess, positional changes for the Hawks already across season 9. So Tilly Lucas Rod and Tam Smith both went through the midfield in season 8, but they start at half back in season 9.
Vesio couldn't reel it in. West tried to find Wales, had it chopped off. There is Bates, former League B&F winner, and just dancing out near the boundary is Minnie Hill. Season 7 Club B&F, she's a young star for the Blues, so you just expect to get better and better every year.
Absolutely. She's only going to continue to grow with the more experience that she gets under her belt.
So Wales to do the ruck work now against Good. Good down in front, West hard over the footy. Vesio, plenty of pressure around the ball. A slick little hand pass from McKay. And again, Smith stands in the way. Might have to find the footy again, does, and takes the tackle from Skepper. So with that wind, Abs, the Hawks like to be really mindful about how they move the footy end to end. Umpires found a free kick, but non-controlling umpire.
And you can already see that handball receive game from the Blues shining through early.
Here's Maddie Gearin. A little up and under, will need a fly. Moody in good position, carries over the back. The wind can make it hard to read. Swooping over the footy was Finn. Tried to get it back to Moody. Finn doing the tackling work now, Wales. Happy to roll it up. Moody doing the ruck work forward, tried to get boot to ball in a hurry. Gearin able to do the same. Wind's got plenty of carry on it. But a good mark in the last line of defence by Richardson. They're under pressure now, Hawks, as that ball didn't carry. The long kick will get outside 50. There's the captain, Peterson, 3 times All-Australian. Just loads back up. There's plenty on the breeze. Gets over the back. Austin in best position, and there's your first. Mia Austin for the Blues. Just that repeat entries and the weight of numbers inside 50. With use of the breeze early, the Blues, they're able to get one on the board through Mia Austin. Has really sticky hands. She played well last year, but they'll expect even more from her this year. And a nice way to start her campaign in season 2024.
It's beautifully read, just a one-on-one there. Unfortunately for the Hawks, Jenna Richardson just getting stuck under the footy, but beautifully read there by Mia Austin, who she's probably their key target across season 9. Really good size, 178 centimetres, and she's now kicked 14 goals in just 13 games, so averaging over 1 a game.
So they've got one on the board, Blues. They want to pile them on with the use of this wind in the first. Gearin with a hurried kick. Lucas Rod trying to tap it to her own advantage. Delpos for company now. And both hard nuts dive in over the footy. Delpos a little slow to rise. Wales wins the tap. That was good, strong work by Breed to Ashmore, who just snaps it round the corner. Was looking for Hipwell. It'll work out okay. The run of Bates, and they're out the back here. Bodie's got a bit of space. The chase is on with Hendry. Bodie's smart near the boundary line. Can she keep it in? No. Ran out of room. But that was good work as by the Hawks to get it end to end.
Really good work. You could see what Emily Bates was trying to do was to just get that footy long and deep in space ahead of Greta Bodie, but as we can see with the wind, it just held it up, and unfortunately the bounce didn't go Bodie's way, but a stoppage here for the Hawks.
So it looks like Moody and Good will be alternating these ruck positions as McDonough's going to take it inside the forward 50. Slapped down. McKay. Just the hurried clearance for the Blues. In good position. Kemp just tapped it to herself and now finds the run of Everest. Little hand pass inside to Smith, who was under pressure immediately. May not have been the best option, but that's a fantastic tackle.
Good second effort there by Everest. She coughed it up for the Hawks, but the ability to get back in defence and win the footy back herself, really impressive.
Goes sideways and short to Smith. Spies her options. Goes on the left inside 50. In front, West is sharp. Bates just tries to belt it on. Ricochets off a couple of bodies and Bodie again sees it over the boundary line.
And for the Hawks, it's just about getting a little bit of time in possession and time in forward half. We've seen in the first 5 minutes of the game it just living in Carlton's forward half. The breeze is playing havoc, so if they can lock it down and just try and find a way to goal here.
McDonough just takes out the air herself. Has it pinched though. Hill goes back. There's Gilroy. He won't get out of that tackle. And Wilson Tavern tosses it back to the umpire.
Thank you.
Just streaming out of there as McKay goes short, finds Dalpos, who can hold for a moment. Let the cavalry run past. And now decides just to go long. It'll get out the back. Players will have to get used to reading this breeze. It'll really carry when kicking to the left of screen. Smith. Little hand pass inside. Hurried kick along the wing. Offhands trying to get there. Fleming. It's shuffled over the boundary line by Dalpos.
Jazz Fleming is one that has had her injury concerns across the first 2 seasons of AFLW, but from all reports is set to absolutely light it up in season 3. Such an incredible talent.
Yeah, went pick number 2 back in 2022. Bates at ground level, tries to shuffle it back to Wales. Hurriedly the Blues towards half forward. The bounce of the footy, but good strong body work by Finn. Couldn't find a target. Bates is lurking for the hand pass. Fighting hard at ground level with Stone, one of their debutantes from the Eastern Ranges for the Hawks. Bates on hands and knees. Wrapped up by Goss. There is Stone, the under-18 All-Australian side. A pre-signing with the Hawks. Hand pass for Vesio went astray and Sheriff swooped on it. Up towards half forward, hit well over the footy. Couldn't find a target. Now does good work to hold it up with the tackle though.
You can just see how challenging it is going to be. It's looking like it's going to be a really contested game, high stoppages. Ability to find space is going to be a challenge today.
Bates kicks it out wide. No hand on it before it goes over, so it'll be lassoed and tossed back in. I guess the thing for the Hawks is, Abs, they're using up time. They may not be scoring, but they're using up time that Carlton can score.
Well, this is definitely a 3 to 4 goal breeze, I think. So if they can, I guess, really block things up for the Blues and limit their ability to score whilst going with the breeze, they will be happy to go into quarter time a goal or 2 in deficit.
Carries over the back of Smith. Little hand pass back to Pound. Over the top Mackay. Back to Austin. Wonderful tackle by Breed. Ball flung out towards the boundary.
Well done, Mattia Breed. A defensive effort. She didn't realise that she'd actually just won the free kick based off Lasso there, but the fastest player on the Hawthorn's list, but also one of the toughest, one of the strongest. Second year at the Hawks. I expect her to go to another level this year as well.
I guess that's the thing too, Ab. Some of these young Hawks have been in the system now a couple of years to work on their fitness and conditioning. Maybe at the back, Hill just tried to slap it on to Shearer, who's under pressure. Running her over the top is Baskerin.
And that's what is, I guess, the really exciting thing about the Hawthorn group is, as I touched on off the top, but 7 of the top 13 picks in their expansion year. These players are now in season 3.
There is one of them, Fleming to Baskerin, who thought about the hand pass to Sheriff, instead goes up towards McDonough. She's got a couple out the back, that was good to Sheriff. Bates running forward, has it got the carry? Can't take the mark at ground level, work to do for Henry. Bates just gets it out to Bodie from the boundary, a flying shot offline, and the first score for the Hawks.
Good to see Greta Bodie get up for this one. There was an injury cloud around her. You can see she's wearing the glove coming in this afternoon. Bit of a hand injury and needed a little bit of surgery. I think it was only last week or the week before, so a bit of concern around that coming in.
The long kick's worked out for Austin, who has Dalpos, just needs the right bounce of the footy, and she's not going to get it as Everest streams away. Hand passes in ball to Fleming. You can see it being held up in the breeze there, that kick, as Cordner read it best. And looks to change direction because she has Pound. Where to now? Keck leads up strongly, takes a good mark just outside 50. First game at AFLW level. Keck just gives it plenty for it. Wants Austin. Lucas Rod reading it best out the back. Austin lurking, already has one today.
Lots of excitement around Keck as well. I'm pretty pumped to see her live for the first time here this afternoon, but was a midfielder through all of the underages and a really good one at that. But coming in for her debut today, will spend a bit more time in that forward line.
Laura, how are things looking at boundary level?
Just an observation from the first quarter, we've seen the Hawks rotating a lot more players at the moment than Carlton. Whether or not that's because the Blues have the breeze and they might be tiring a little bit less, but certainly more active on the Hawks front.
Lucas Rod bends it round the corner. Moody couldn't take the grab. Ashmore lurking, but hard over the footy was Skepper. Looks inside, forward 50, it's got the carry, and Skepper has kicked the Blues second. We've seen the judgment of those kicks, particularly going with the breeze, hard to read. The Hawks defender starting behind as you should, but that one got over the back, and Skepper has been able to kick the Blues second. In game number 19, Skepper has 2 previous Rising Star noms, so knows how to play. And they lead by 2 straight now, the Blues.
How good was this from Kelly Skepper? Hawks had plenty of options around the ball, but just took the possession cleanly. A little spin there to lose any defensive pressure, and then lobbed that one from 50 metres straight through the goals.
Yeah, handy use of the breeze. Just under 6 minutes to play in this opening term. Breeze spilt the footy. It'll get out the back. Sheriff, a little worm burner to Gilroy. Hand passes over the top, finds Breed, who just went for Terrick. She didn't quite get the purchase on the footy she was after. Bodie with a good tackle. Fitzgerald under pressure. West in strongly. Gilroy up forward. Oh, fabulous. Almost marked. Free kick in the end. McDonough. I love watching McDonough, Ab. She just has this X factor about her.
Certainly does. The Irish woman, she made the game her own last year, and after another pre-season, another year of learning the game, expect McDonough to go to another level as well. But well done by Aileen Gilroy just to take territory, get the footy on the boot and get it inside.
So pushes hard into the breeze, straight over the goal umpire's cap. And the Hawks have got 1 against the run of play. Those goals to the right of screen against the wind are going to be worth their weight in gold today. And McDonough, who was their leading goal kicker last year for the Hawks, just likes to do her things the own way, can be good at the air, is quick and also skillful at ground level, can kick them from anywhere.
Well, Anya McDonough, Hawthorn's leading goal kicker across season 8, loves a celebration as well, but she gets the Hawks' first goal in season 9. Just such an athlete. She's quick, she's agile, she can dominate the air and dominate the ground, and she gets the Hawks going against the wind, so they'll be happy with that one.
And they might get it from the middle here too, Abs. Wales just decides to go with the toe poke for territory. Bodie lurking, couldn't pick it up. Ashmore who's quick. Can't quite find the footy, plenty of pressure the Blues applying. And the pressure was in the back. So West will rise up to take the footy. The former D came across with Casey Sheriff. Long up towards half forward, but no Hawks able to produce.
To see every player is in Hawthorn's half of the ground, so if the Blues are able to mark here, which they're not.
They've turned it over. Sheriff just sends it back inside 50. McDonough, little hand to Gilroy, reels it in. Heads goal and slams through their second. A lovely couple of minutes here late in the term by the Hawks. We are all square at Kinetic Stadium in Frankston. First to McDonough and now to Gilroy. The Irish contingent coming through for the Hawks.
Well, Daniel Webster and his coaching group will be really pleased with this one. One of the key KPIs for the Hawks across season 9 is to continue to build with their ability to score from turnover. And that is a beautiful passage of play. The Irish women getting it done early. But if Gilroy gets goal side of a defender, she more than likely makes some pay, and she did that just then.
So we're all square. Just under 4 minutes to play. The Hawks have found their spark and they're going to get the clearance again. This time Fleming turns the corner. Hendry in good position. Takes the intercept grab. There's a couple of options wide. The kick, not her best though. And Williamson and Debut able to turn it over. Goes in a hurry. Looking for McDonough. It'll come off the hand of Hendry and will be tossed in.
A little bit more forward ascendancy from the Hawks. It's taken them 10 minutes or so just to really settle in, to get used to the conditions, and they certainly had some repeat entries over the last 4 minutes or so.
So what can they do here from half forward? Good in front. Tap down, she'll get it back off hands. Just trickles it back towards Williamson, who couldn't be clean over it. Goes again. Bates was good. Lucas Wright had it smothered. The ricochet from Pound straight back into her lap. And as we see, that might be Dalpos there. He looks uncomfortable. A little proppy. Laura in a catch on the boundary. We'll keep an eye on that. It's the Hawks again, this time to Bodie, who wants to turn on a dime. Hendry has her wrapped up. The umpire goes quickly. Gilroy unable to feed it out, but all this is chewing up time too, Abs, that the Blues have with the wind. Bates trying to tap it on. Goss under pressure. Fires it to Gearan. Who just goes with all her might up towards Austin. Looking for the bounce of the footy. Oh, just rolls and rolls away for it. Needs to be clean. Oh, it's just stolen by Kemp. Says, I'll have that, thank you. Back into the middle. There's Dalpos, who's being paid the grab.
Love that from Ainsley Kemp, though. Just ripped the footy from the class of Austin.
Dalpos goes in a hurry. This one might get out the back to Moody. Pound lurking. Tap of the shit kick. The bounce of the footy. Just rolling away from Lawson Tavern. So Lucas Rod with the kicking duties. Former captain, the inaugural captain of the Hawks. See that inside 50 count. It was all Carlton early, but now the Hawks have been able to hit back as they come out wide to McDonough. And there's it slapped away by Cordner. Interesting matchup, that one. Cordner, very experienced defender.
Absolutely, and just the athletic prowess there of Anya McDonough, that's certainly one to watch.
Wales and good. Down in front. Hard over the footy is Shearer. West. Saw Ashmore out of the corner of her eye. Did not quite have the carry on the hand pass. Ashmore tries to barrel through a few of them. Caught one in the mush on the way through. Slips out the back towards Fleming. Gets the kick away under pressure. There is McDonough. Turns, hand passes inside. Can West reel it in? No, it's been turned over. And perhaps a chance here for the Blues. Goss with a hurried kick inside 50. Work for Moody to do it ground level. Onside kick. But that was good work by Richardson, and McDonough just gets crunched by Cordner, who goes back to find the footy. In a hurry, Fitzgerald. Up towards Skepper. West, the cool head, finds Lucas Rod. They'll go just past McDonough, who's still...
That was low. That was a big hit on your McDonough.
So they'll just hold up play here as it's... See that crunch.
She's coming straight from the ground now. It's good to see her up and running, but that certainly was a big hit.
So I'm sure at quarter time, Lorena Ketch will be able to tell us an update on how things go. As Gilroy goes for distance, and Cordner, who's her direct opponent, has been able to take the intercept grab. Kicks it back from where it came, and Moody has to charge through three of them. Did well to make a contest in the end. Fine Fitzgerald to Skepper. Will bounce just inside before travelling over.
That's what you want from your keys, though, your bigs. Just Moody there, it was 1 on 5, just attacked that contest. Just brought her smalls into it just by bringing the footy to ground.
So perhaps a late chance here for the Blues. No, the siren beats them. They started well, the Blues. They kicked the first two, but the Hawks able to kick back against the breeze with 2 of their own. And we've got a ball game here at Kinetic Stadium in Frankston. It's the Blues who lead by 1. Big from Robbo.
There we go, folks. It's quarter time at Kinetic Stadium down there in Frankston. And it's Carlton by 1 point, 2-2-14, leading the Hawks 2-1-13. Just want to welcome in everybody in the house. Thanks all for coming. Kimantia Hio, I think. Say it. Yo, footy. Hey, Jenny Juice, make a love shout out. Welcome in. Hey, Leah. Ryan, what's going on? Thanks, Brett, for dropping in here on your break. I like that idea, Ryan, taking a umbrella. Save yourself from those swooping magpies. I tell you what, they can be a little bit of trouble. But this game wasn't too bad. Carlton came out on with running legs in this and looked pretty good opening part of that first quarter, but then Hawthorn steadied the ship. Of course, Carlton were kicking with the breeze in that quarter, which gave them a little bit more distance on their kicks. And about halfway through that first quarter, Hawthorn started to press strongly, and they ended up getting 2 goals, 1. They did a great job. They look pretty dangerous. They look like a good unit going forward. And with Carlton's defence down there holding strong, and of course Carlton look reasonably good when they can get out and find a little bit of free space with run. But yeah, both defences are holding up well. Both teams playing reasonably well. And of course, a little bit of an arm wrestle in this first quarter. Probably expect a little bit of the same in the second before it opens up a little bit in the third. Let's just have a look at some of the player stats there. For your favourite player, you follow the AFLW football. Your team, Eliza West, they're on 7. We've got 4 girls on 7 already in the first quarter. That's Eliza West, Keely Shearer, Abby Mackay, and of course Lucas Rod, all with 7, doing well. Ainsley Kemp there was 6. Mimi Hill with 5. Tamara Smith, she's had 4 touches in the opening quarter. Emily Bates, she's had 4. Gab Pound with 3 there for the Blue Baggers. Just keep on rolling down a little bit. Emily Everest, there we go. She's had 3. And quite a few of the other players on 1. Let's just head up and we'll have a look at the goal scorers. Who's kicking the goals in this match? And of course, we've got all single goal scorers, no multiple goal scorers so far in this game today, folks. We got a Skepper, and of course Mia Austin there are the goal kickers for Carlton, and of course for Hawthorn. Aim McDonough and Aileen Gilroy are the other goal scorers for Hawthorn, the fantasy points, there we go, Eliza West and Gilroy lead the way on 28. Tamara Smith, 24. Abby Mackay, 24th. All under that. The rest, there we go. 29 degrees outside there for Ryan. I tell you what, that's nice, Squire. You have a little bit of a look on the board here, down the bottom left. It says 14 degrees here and cloudy. The wind's up a little bit. It's not the best of days down here. Even at the footy, there's a fair bit of wind. So Hawthorn in this second quarter will be kicking with the breeze. I pretty much expect Hawthorn to be going into half time with the lead. I think they're playing well enough. They spent a fair bit of their time up forward in that quarter. I think they'll put enough pressure on Carlton to put a bit more score on. Well, we're going to take you back down to the commentary, and they will take us into the second quarter here, whereas Carlton by 1 point are going into the second quarter.
And it was the Blues who started in a hurry with two. The Hawks are able to kick back with a couple of two of their own. And perhaps an injury worry early too for the Hawks with McDonough. But let's get down to Laura to catch on the boundary. What was it like in the huddles at quarter time?
Well, I can tell you from the Carlton camp, they're very conscious they're going to lose that advantage with the breeze. A lot of talk about owning the territory as much as they can, getting on the front foot in front of their opponents, trying to take time off the clock in this second quarter as they do battle that win. To catch you with the Hawks camp, how are they looking?
Yeah, the forward line talked about territory and pressure, which is going really great. So they're loving that. News about Anya McDonough, she's just been taken down to the rooms to go and check for concussion. It's a head knock, so we'll find out more soon.
Yeah, so we'll stay across that and keep you both updated.
Thanks, ladies. That will be a big out. She's already on the board, McDonough, if she can't continue.
Absolutely, and it was a great start by her, just competing hard. We saw that great set shot goal for the Hawks, but there's plenty of swings in momentum in this one early. The Blues made use of the breeze through that Mia Austin goal out the back, and Skepper just sitting the ball up and letting it talk from 50. And then the Hawks settled in, a good goal from turnover, which is a key KPI for them across season 9. And as we said, though, Anya McDonough, all eyes on her because they certainly need her and that firepower in their forward half.
So Lauren and Ketch will be all over that at ground level as we get ready for this second term to unfold. Windy conditions coming off the bay here at Frankston at times. I thought the Blues forward perhaps out of position with that carry.
Yeah, it was. We saw it at a couple of occasions. The Hawks defenders had kind of squeezed them up, whereas you knew that the ball was going to carry long. So try and get goal side as much as you possibly can in these situations.
So Moody flies high early. West hard over the footy. Fighting hard for it too was Bree, but it's Moody. We'll give it across to Skepper. You can see the ball there really holding up in the breeze. And Bree did well to get a good read on it and take the grab. Wants to go through the middle. If anything, I think that breeze is increased in this second term. It flies past Ashmore. Fleming will fight for it with Peterson. And in for support was Lawson Tappan, although Fleming's pinched it over the top to Ashmore. The two number 10s, Hill for company. She just pedals it over the boundary line, Ashmore.
Well done to both Ashmore and Fleming there. Just keep the ball moving, keep it in motion towards your forward half as well. And for the Hawks here, just a stoppage deep in a dangerous spot inside 50.
So a chance early for the Hawks. Bodie just bashes it back, Hill. No pressure from Bodie. Wales trying to do the body work initially. West, a little bit to ball corner. Needs to be careful. Fleming sends it back towards Bodie. He's offline with the flying shot on goal. And the first score in the second term is that behind. So we're all square here, 2-2-14 apiece. Early stages of the second term.
Every player on the ground here is squeezed up into Hawthorn's forward half. So you could just see they're really going to try and have that forward ascendancy. But it's a great mark by Moody.
Well done, Celine Moody. Across from the Bulldogs. It was a good grab. She read it well. With the ball dropping with the breeze. Down along the wing in front of our commentary position, and Kemp that time with the good body work. The accidental torp off the boot, carries inside 50. Gilroy went without it, goes to find it again. Cordner will be happy to force the stoppage.
It's a good matchup as well, isn't it? Austin and Kemp. A couple of good battles early.
Hill unable to come away with it. Ashmore with the tackle over the top. Ask the question. The umpire says, I'll come and sort it out for you. Hurriedly with the ball up. Little hand pass over the top. Goss under pressure. Did well to go back and find the footy. Everest just gets taken out of it by Moody. Didn't have the footy. So Everest with the free kick. The 8 of the breeze. Goes long, gets out the back. Under pressure but doing well was Lawson Tavern. Boundary line's going to beat Skipper though.
3 repeat entries to start the second term for the Hawks. They're setting up really well defensively behind the ball. So there's no easy exit points for the Blues to run forward.
We saw this early in the first quarter. The Blues able to get a couple of goals in a hurry on the board. That one with the wind hardly reaches the rucks as Cordner spills it. Fleming just trying to go out of the air with something spectacular. Bates now. Rugby style, just trying to get it closer and closer to goal. And this will be tossed up in the square. Moody, Wales. Wales goes again. Mackay trying to clear it. Bodie. Again a hurry kick, again offline to the right. Go to Bodie. She looks dangerous, doesn't she?
She looks very dangerous inside 50. A couple of behinds here early in the second term. And you can just sense the Hawks. They're getting closer. They're pressing hard. As I said, there's no exit points here for the Blues. They're just going to put it up high and hope for a mark.
Peterson went long to Cordner. Bodie tries to keep it in. So is it just rinse and repeat for the Blues, go with those long kicks, or should they be looking for some short targets and a bit of run?
Well, you need to try and, I guess, gain possession first and foremost. So try and find a hit or hit a shorter target to allow your teammates to try and find some space and potentially utilise some switches.
Because you think eventually the weight of numbers, it's going to start going through.
Absolutely.
So Shearer with the free kick for too high. Just goes long. Ashmore hands in front. West did well, strong. Everest went without it. Mackay, West, the new recruit, already having an influence on the game. An update from the boundary, Laura.
Yes, some good news for the Hawks, confirming that Anya McDonough has been cleared from that head knock assessment. She's just run back onto the ground.
Wonderful news. It's good news for her and the Hawks. Wales just tries to tap it back over the top. Gilroy, good below her knees. Turns in a hurry. Marks it through the fingers. Mackay just hurriedly tries to clear it. Moody swoops on it. We know she's got toe. Bree Moody has a bounce along the wing. Has another. Has Austin over the top. Does well to pin in that direction. Austin cleverly over the top. Richardson with work to do against Pound. Fabulous work by Richardson.
Well done, Jenna Richardson. She left her player just to roll up to take the most dangerous with ball in hand.
Moody now in the ruck. Mackay hurriedly on the boot. It's not going to have the carry. Peterson strong to Hill. Was a hand pass smothered, but then puts the smother on Sheriff. Peterson back to Hill. Slick ball movement by the Blues. Mackay, yes to Moody. Lovely passage of play, the Blues. End-to-end stuff. And now Celine Moody.
The fingers crossed there.
Mum crossing the fingers.
I love that.
Dad's there too. For the first time, they can just wear the one scarf. Don't have to split it when the girls are playing. Both in the Blues jumpers today. So Celine Moody looking for her first goal as a Blue. It'll be tough against the breeze. Doesn't have the carry. Off hands, Pounds. Might be pinned behind the ball.
Didn't get good connection there, Moody.
So the Hawks now for the first time in this term moving it from deep in their own defensive 50. Hipwell came at it well. Out wide Stone. First time in the brown and gold. And the Blues just opening up a little bit out in this last couple of minutes. They've been stuck inside their defensive 50. Eventually running over the top of it was Williamson. Smith did well to get it back to Bascarin, who went for Gilroy, a little off target. Fleming lurking, corner's done well. The bounce of the footy gets away from it momentarily, and then Fleming rats it to the deck. Umpire says play on. And Hill has a hand pass partially smothered. Goes again though and does well. Gets the hand pass out to Keck, who goes wide towards Moody. Everest for company swoops on it, and a chipping ball is good to Bascarin.
Great kick there by Everest to Bascarin. It's been plenty of heat in this game the last 5 minutes or so. Not many stops in play.
Up long. Moody just stood tall in front. Corner, I think it was Bree Moody who'll get the free kick. It was just taken too high in the contest. So Bree Moody cleverly just sucking that time off the clock too. We heard Laura Spurway say Matthew Buck was interested in doing that. And pass over the top to Williamson. Gearin. Dalpos just goes for territory. Looks for Celine Moody. Boundary line. That might be Lasso. No one got a hand to it. So the Hawks will have the footy. Everest decides to go back to Richardson. A wobbly ball through the middle. Carries to Gilroy. Turns in a hurry. McDonough in a one-on-one down there. Just needs it to bounce her way, and it doesn't. There's a better bounce with the defender. Lurking. Lawson Tavern puts the tackle on Basket in the end.
That bounce didn't do McDonough any favours, did it? She read it faster than Lawson Tavern.
Crash of bodies in the ruck. And the umpire's going to give Bree Moody the free kick. All those weight of numbers early initially apps for the Hawks hasn't resulted in any scoreboard pressure.
No, just a couple of behinds for the Hawks in this second term from their 5 entries.
The kick long from Moody. In front, Stone got good hands with initially Gear and sold some candy. And then pokes it over the top to Austin. Work to do, got it back to Mackay, has runners through the middle. Dalpos, clever kick wide, just didn't have enough on it for Skepper, has to go back to find it. Turns well up towards half forward. Vesio was the intended target, but Richardson, who's been really important a couple of times this term in defence for the Hawks, able to chop it off. Donna just went with the toe poke and then got the long arms in the way of that hand pass and finds it again. Under pressure with the tackle from Fitzgerald. Hipwell, Bodie, first time lucky, flying shot and goal. This time she splits the middle, Greta Bodie. She already had a couple of pings this term. They were offline, and that time able to find the middle. Important really for the Hawks with the weight of numbers they've had in this term. Needed to get some reward for effort. And got the major through Greta Bodie.
It definitely was third time lucky there for Greta Bodie. Couple of behinds before this point. Finally sent that one sailing through, but now 3 scores through their 6 entries, so they're able to capitalise on that one. Really good by Greta Bodie there, who, as I said, Joe, came in under an injury cloud, quite a unique injury. She actually got bitten by a dog, so had surgery on that hand, and that is why she's wearing the glove here this afternoon.
Yes, definitely happy to have her out there, the Hawks. So get the clearance out through Breed. There is Bodie lurking again. That's the captain Peterson against her. Cordner wrapped up. So Moody runs down to do the ruck work. Hill got the hand pass off West, got in the way. A little toe poke. Charging hard over it was Finn. Clever hand pass to West, although Finn's got in the way again. Baskarin got it out to Bodie, who dropped the footy. Umpire said play on. Finn just kicks wide, but it's going to be coming straight back in, although Williamson couldn't take a clean grab. Eventually the flying shot towards goal. McDonough just couldn't hold on to the mark. Puts the tackle on Goss. McDonough asked the question for the throw.
She did everything right there on your McDonough. The body work was sensational. Lost a defender, but unfortunately the footy slipped straight through.
Some junior Hawks fans here on Father's Day. Enjoying a really close contest. It's Pound, left it inboard, umpire said okay. Went back to find it again, Ashmore. Just shuffled it to Richardson. Ashmore goes again, puts the tackle on. West kicks in a hurry, that one's going to go out of bounds on the full.
Whilst the Blues haven't been able to find a way to score, Abby McKay has been huge in this second term. 9 disposals, 6 ground ball gets, 4 handball receives, 6 contested possessions. She really is doing it all for her side in that middle of the ground.
Kick falls short. Suddenly Moody has it slapped away. West 2 having a good turn for the Hawks at. The recruit across from the D's. She's been hard over the footy. And she'll find it again now. Got it to Bree, tried to dance around a couple, got boot to ball. Hipwell had 2 to beat. It'll get over the back of her and Lawson Tavern.
Mattia could have kicked that one if she made the connection. She's so strong through the quads and the glutes.
So a boundary throw in. Doesn't have the carry because of the wind. Gilroy turns on her right back. And Gilroy, she's got 2 now. And the Hawks now with the only 2 goals in this term and the last 4 of the game. After Carlton had a good start. And Gilroy. Just that weight of numbers inside 50 as the quarter has progressed. It's 9-2 now, that inside 50 count. And they're finally making the most of their opportunities, the Hawks.
It's pure weight of numbers here for the Hawks now. 9 inside 50s to 2 in this second quarter, and a little bit of Gaelic magic there from Aileen Gilroy with a snap around the body. She knew it straight away as well. Straight off the boot, she was saluting the crowd.
Something happening down there with the Hawks, isn't it, with their goal celebration with the men's side too.
Pockball 2.0 maybe?
Bates overran the footy, went back to find it and got the free kick for too high. Pops up in a hurry. Out wide, this one will just bounce away from McDonough, who, as we heard from the boundary, got that early knock. Has been cleared of any concussion.
She's so important for them structurally in their forward half, so it's great news to see her coming back out after that knock earlier.
Vukic, the debutant, will do the ruck work, although it hardly gets there. As good, quick onto it to Hill. Kemp's read this best. She's showing a couple of good signs today, Kemp. Kick's not marked. The Blues have turned it over. Dalpos, nowhere to go. Just kicks for space. Richardson leads the race to Austin. But he gets out the back. Kemp in for support.
Dalpos, but unfortunately the forwards had worked higher up the ground and didn't have time to get back to provide an option.
Fleming. Tough one off the boot. Bates did really well to reel that in. Got it to Breed. Fine space between her and the goals. And the floodgates have opened for the Hawks in the second term. Her eyes lit And she's finally been able to slot it for her first ever at AFLW level, Matia Breed. To remember that one.
Defenders were expecting a handball, I think, from Matia Breed, but the seas opened and she drove her legs, took grass, and that is her first goal in the AFLW competition. Brilliant effort. As I've touched on a couple of times so far, she is so strong in her ability to just keep her feet, not go to ground, just keep the ball in motion, and then kick truly to finish off.
So it took till halfway through this term for the Hawks to get a major, and now they've got 3 in a hurry, and that margin skipped out to 19. With just under 2 minutes to play in the second term. Lucas Rod all wrapped up. So Abs, the Blues will just want to hold on here, won't they, for this last couple of minutes?
Certainly do, and just try and get their hands on the ball. The Hawks have just owned possession in this second quarter. And for the Blues, when they have had a turnover, they just haven't been able to transition to provide options forward of the ball.
So Hill couldn't emerge with the footy. Bates over the top. Goss wants the hand pass out. Gets it to Hendry. Out wide. Celine Moody pounds, sweeps on the footy. Up to it was Everest. Guru went off the deck. Lucas Rod got boot to ball, but it's smothered away. And Shearer, not for the first time this term, the Blues have gone forward but haven't been able to hold their shape. Courtner tries to hold up McDonough to Bates. Pokes it over the top, Breed, and able to reel it in. Back there against Peterson, and they crunch each other over the boundary.
Well done by McDonough. Just created a contest but kept the arms free, was able to wiggle them through so that she could release the handball and keep the ball moving forward. It's a good tackle there.
It was a tough contest, wasn't it? Peterson perhaps unlucky earlier not to get the free kick. The ball drops down in front. Here is Breed again. And again, Peterson in her pocket. That time it's ricocheted off a boot and it's gone out of bounds on the full of Karen Peterson, unbeknownst to her. So Matia Breed has footy in hand. She has a good boot in the 8 of the Breeze, but it'll take something special from here. Decides just to poke it. Skinny. Just snuck in for a behind.
Eliza West in this first half, proving her weight in gold as her first game as a Hawk, but 14 disposals, 12 contested possessions already, 11 ground ball gets. Hawks fans are going to love what she's going to bring to this group in season 9.
Brings some toughness too, doesn't she?
Absolutely, around the ball.
Ashmore near the boundary line. Vesio there just seeing it over. Hasn't had much of an influence on this game to the half, playing much higher than she usually does.
Yeah, they have that wing roll this year, just the 4 touches for them early.
Gilroy to Fleming, under pressure from the Dalpos tackle. Wales, hurried kick, off hands. Siren beats West. So at half-time, it was a good term, that second term by the Hawks. They were able to add 3 majors all late in the term to put the margin out to 20 points. Able to use the strong breeze here at Kinetic Stadium. It's going to the left of your screen. After the Blues led by a point at quarter time, the Hawks have been able to get the jump on in this second term. Abs, just their class sort of rose to the top, didn't it, in the end? The weight of numbers too.
That's what it was, Joe. 13-2 inside 50s in the second quarter alone for a return of 3 goals, 3. So 6 scoring shots from those 13 entries. They were able to capitalise on them late in the term.
Laurie on the boundary there with Jenna Richardson.
I am, Jenny. It looks like you did the job there, took advantage of the breeze, kept them goalless and got 3 majors on the board.
Yeah, we know it's a game of 2 halves, so we just had to try and get really aggressive there, and we put work on the scoreboard, so it's great.
A couple of good intercepts from yourself as well. We saw them take off down the wing before. How do you feel you're playing?
Yeah, pretty good. I know just to do my role, but I can't do it without the support of the other defenders, so they're really helping me, sometimes just with comms, which you can't see on TV, so I'm grateful.
Yeah, you've got those conditions. You really see the breeze is whipping up here at the moment. How do you take the momentum into the third quarter knowing that you've got to go the other way?
Yeah, we just know we reset and go back to work. Look what we did on the first quarter and then try and do that again whilst capitalising.
Good luck with the second half.
Thanks so much.
So Richardson's been really good down there for them. Breed's been great up forward, and they've got a margin of 20 points as we go into the main break here at Kinetic Stadium at Frankston. The Hawks 5-4-34. They lead the Blues 2-2-14.
All right, there we go. Half time at Kinetic Stadium, and it's Hawthorn 5-4, 34 leading the Blue Baggers 2-2-14. As I said there on the commentary, there is quite a hefty breeze there, and of course Hawthorn was kicking with it in that quarter. It's got to be, I think it's got to be probably at least a 3-goal advantage going that way. And kicking against the breeze in this one, as strong as it is, it's very hard to make ground. You put the ball up and it carries probably halfway. If you go across ground, it sort of goes backwards. That's how strong the wind is here today at Kinetic Stadium. That being said, Hawthorn do look a little bit the better team, playing a little bit more better, getting a lot more run and carry with their play, looking good so far. But can they do it? Can they hold on? Can the defence hold Carlton? As Carlton will be going with the breeze in the third quarter when we come back. Let's just go and have a little bit of a look at the stats, at the disposals, as we always do. Always a bit of fun seeing your favourite player, how they're doing. Of course, Abby Mackay there for Carlton. She's having a cracker game, up to 17 disposals. That's really good. 6 kicks, 11 handballs, 4 tackles. Fantastic, Abby. Eliza West, best for the Hawks on 14, 3 kicks, 11 handballs, and 3 tackles. Mimi Hill with 13 there for the Blues. Aileen Gilroy there, 10 with the Hawks. Kemp with 9. We just run down the board a little bit. Emily Everest was 6. Greta Bodie with 5. All the girls seem to have pretty good skill between Hawthorn and Carlton here today. I've seen some games where they quite haven't had the skill these two teams have had, so it's a really good game to watch. Exciting game to listen to. And they're giving the crowd a lot of entertainment out there today. Just having a look at the goal scorers. I've only got one multiple goal scorer out there, and of course that's Eileen Gilroy there for the Hawks. She's the only multiple goal scorer. With 2, she's had 10 disposals. She's had 8 kicks. She's got 2 goals out of that. Of course, Keely Scapper, she's had 6 disposals, 5 kicks. She's kicked a goal there for the Blues, as Mia Austin has. She's also kicked a goal. The other single goal scorers for the Hawks, McDonough, Breed, and Bodie. They're the goal scorers for the game so far. Just the fantasy points, 56 for Abby Mackay. Hey, Nanette, welcome in. Mega love shout out. How you going? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Of course, welcome into the Sniper and Ebony B. Welcome in. Hope you're having a great day. Happy Sunday. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's only 14 degrees here. And of course, a little bit windy, no sun, all cloudy. So, but you know what though, Nanette? It's springtime here. It's the first day of spring. So, you know, something to smile about. Something to smile about. The days will get warmer. The sun will start to come and shine. And looking forward to all the new growth that's going to be happening around come spring. So looking forward to that. Definitely looking forward to that. There we go. There your AFL fantasy points. Quick look at the team disposals. Hawthorn. Family day during Sunday. It's lunchtime. Oh, it's all lunch. Sounds good. I haven't had lunch. I think I'll just have, I had some breakfast. I think I'll just wait for dinner. I'll have a coffee in between. That'll be my lunch, I think. Sounds good though, family day. Lunchtime, always a good time spent with the family, having lunch, having a chit chat, seeing how the week's been and all that type of thing. Fantastic. Hope you enjoy your lunch. and your family time there. Hawthorn 5 up in disposals. It's a pretty even game. As just the wind is the factor in this game. Both teams getting plenty of the ball. The kicks 76-60 to Hawthorn. Of course, with the breeze, kicking with that strong breeze, it's best to put it on the boot and make as much territory as you can. And with the handballs, there we go. I think Carlton were just trying to link up a little bit in that second quarter. As I said, when you're trying to kick the ball into that strong breeze, and the ball can hold up, so you got to be aware of that. It's not going to travel the distance, so they're linking up a little bit more with the handballs. 59-48 inside 50s. Hawthorn doing extremely well there. 21 inside 50s for their 9 scoring shots. They're going really well there, whereas Carlton inside 50 just to 12 times for 4 scoring shots. Efficiency 58-58 apiece, both not too bad there. Hawthorn doing a little bit better, going inside 50 efficiency though, 43% to 25 to the Blues. 7 free kicks to 4, all pretty clean play here on the ground at the moment. Stoppages all tied up there, 20 apiece. Clearances Hawks by 3, centre clearances Hawks by 2. Of course, the stoppage clearance is pretty even there, 14-13. Contested possessions, it's a pretty well contested game. This one today, 66-62, uncontested. There we go. No one's really getting the uncontested game happening today. It's all good pressure by both sides. The turnovers 33-40. There's going to be a few turnovers due to the wind factor. That is for sure in this game today. 13-12 marks, pretty similar. Marks inside 50. Carlton 1, Hawthorn 0. There we go. Contested marks 2-1. I might just take you back down to the commentators as they give a little bit more thought on the game so far.
16 in kicks. So in a day where conditions are pretty brutal, territory is going to be key, and I just feel as though Carlton are just trying to over-handball when they just need to take grass.
It'll be interesting to see how things unfold in the second half. We've had a really interesting round one already at AFLW. Actually, we've got a huge doubleheader for you today, but those results so far, it was a big opening to the Swans with a big win over the Pies, and then Daisy and her Tigers by 1 point in the West.
How good is it to have AFLW football back with a bang, and what a weekend we've seen so far. That was the story on Friday night. It was Daisy Pearce's first win in the coaching chair with the West Coast Eagles, but the D's getting it done last night. That was huge down at GMHBA Stadium. The Cats got the jump early. You expect them to be pushing for finals appearance once again in season 9, and Melbourne just doing what they do best and able to run over the top in the end.
Well, we've still got a half here to come at a pretty windy Kinetic Stadium in Frankston, and after our game, don't go anywhere because it'll be time for the grand final rematch.
She wears the contact from Randall.
Brisbane are in front. Oh, as King gets crushed.
Shearlaw! All the runaway left and slots it through. Conan puts it beyond doubt. Brisbane, the queens of the jungle, they reclaim their throne. To
Stadium in Frankston. It's the Hawks who lead the Blues by 20, and in the brunt of those conditions on the boundary, a Laura and a catch. How's it going down there, girls?
Oh, well, you just got a taste of it. Yes, we're almost being blown away down here. A catch has some lovely long hair here that's a bit of a weapon, you described it as.
Yeah, it's literally a weapon. It's how the footy is moving around at the moment. So my hair is showing you what the wind is doing down here.
Yeah, no windsock needed here. Just the message out of Carlton at halftime to keep to their brand, be strong at the contest and pressure in a catch. You really noticed the Hawks' defensive setup then and what it did for them in the second quarter.
Yeah, the defensive structure is amazing. It's helping them so that they can get the ball down the line and they're not playing around with the ball. So that's really working in their favour. People like Jenna Richardson and Tilly Rookers-Road are just working hard in that defensive back line. And Ainsley Kemp as well coming into the game, and also Emily Everett. So it's a really good defensive structure that's helping them get the ball up the ground.
And positive news from both sides, a clean bill of health, no new injuries to report.
Thank you, ladies. As the Blues with the use of this breeze in the third term, and they need to make the most of it. It's the Hawks through Wales who get the clearance. Bates hard over the footy. Crunch to the deck by Shearer.
So we touched on at half-time. I'm very eager to see what changes they make with the breeze. They went plus 11 in handballs, but on a day like today, just take territory, take grass, get it forward. It doesn't need to be pretty with a handball received game.
So over the footy, no one able to get it clearly away.
And a catch touched on it as well. Credit to the Hawks' defence and the way that they structured up in that second quarter. They made it near on impossible for the Blues to penetrate through with just the 2 inside 50s for the term.
So no clear movement from the middle yet. Although West tried to get boot to ball. Hill, who's been handied, goes again. Shearer at ground level, gets held up. And West has won herself the free kick. The Houghton footy's had a wonderful first half in the brown and gold. 17 disposals. As Lucas Rod goes wide, no touch on it. Got to be lassoed.
17 contested possessions as well, Joe. So as we've touched on in that first half, just adds a hell of a lot of grunt into this Hawthorn midfield group.
Hill pokes it short to Peterson. Takes some meterage, but Gilroy up to the task with the smother. Turns it over, goes back for territory. Hipwell lurking. High in the tackle, Hill again. This time to Cordner. Finds Shearer. Again, all by hand. Eventually boot to ball. They go for territory with the win, and this time it gets out over the back. Austin, outpaced by Everest. Austin puts the pressure on and does well. Hand pass finds Hipwell. And she's got a couple of clearing options. Decides to use Richardson. Short to Ashmore. That's Fleming with the lead on the wing. That's a smother by Skepper, who does well to keep it in the area.
Right on, Skepper. Stood the mark strongly. Caitlin Ashmore, no option but to keep that footy low, try and punch it low into the breeze. Really good smother effort.
So right in front of our commentary position, good down in front. Bates, Shearer right in her pocket. Wales, who's rucked predominantly for the Hawks all day, against the likes of Good and Moody. Gilroy, clever, just tapped it onto Bates, who went in a hurry. McDonough does well to get it off to Bodie. What's in front? Bodie has a bounce. Hand passes over the top to Hipwell. In her pocket, have options forward. It's Fleming in the goal square. Bodie gets it to her, bounces away. Fleming had time, but couldn't reel it in. One that went begging for the Hawks. Almost too many options.
My goodness, too many options forward to the ball, and Jazz Fleming, who is one of the most skillful players you will see, will want that moment back.
They might get another opportunity as Lucas Rod sends them forward, and there is Fleming. Got it to West, and just pops it over the top to Smith. The left footer, lovely ball inside 50 to Bodie. Wants to go in a hurry, doesn't trust her foot against this breeze. Gets out wide. McDonough picks it up immediately, swooped on.
I'd like to see Greta Bodie maybe just, I know she didn't hit it as sweet as she would have liked to, but just pop that one up to the top of the square and allow the tall forwards for Hawthorn to have a fly at it.
Bodie back to West, spins it round the corner, Goldwood. Peterson just belts it out of bounds. Ashmore asks the question and gets the result she wants.
Gets the answer, that was there. Karen Peterson just asking the umpires why, but it was a clear spoil, out of bounds. Caitlin Ashmore with the kick in.
So you can see they're absolutely ending against the boundary. The ponytail swirling in the breeze. We're going to be able to ride right behind this one. Caitlin Ashmore needs to, well, she needed to start it right to have it swing back. Just didn't quite get the timing right on it. And a little bright smile too. Tough, really tough spot to kick a goal from with the breeze today.
Absolutely. She's kicked a few from the pockets as well, Cashy, over the years. Got a score assist.
So we're using this new magic in the footy ads, the microchip in the footy, that can tell all different bits and pieces of data, if it's gone over the line, if it's hit the post, if it's been touched. They just want to make sure they've got the right result here. So unlike the men's footy where they use camera angles and the like.
I think it's a great thing for the game. Just take another look at the replay.
I've already waved it. All clear.
He's already waved it. But it's a great thing. It's been through for the point, but they've been utilising this technology across the VFL and VFLW competitions with some great success this season. So I'm pretty pumped to see it rolling out across the AFLW.
Absolutely, and the evolution it can bring with data about ball tracking and the like. As that kick's carried long, it'll be thrown in. As they ring the interchanges on the bench. Williamson, one of the debutants, running back on for the Hawks. Gets over the back. Pound. Couldn't reel it in. A hand pass. Out wide. Bounce of the footy makes it difficult for Goss. Still fighting hard over it and she'll win herself the free kick.
Yeah, Williamson. The debutant just holding on for a little bit too long there.
So a chance for the Blues here with the agency of the breeze. Goss will just give it everything she's got and hope for a mark. Moody was in good position. Gets over the back off hand, so Austin was tracking it.
Austin was on it. Unfortunately, the footy just ran away from her in the end.
Kicked the opening of the game there, Austin. The Blues kicked the first two. It's the Hawks who have hit back with the last 5 to lead by 21. Lucas Ryder, kick will hold up in the breeze. Really well read by Dana Finn. You can see what's in front, the options that presents. Decides to poke it up. Moody with a good run. Couldn't come away with it hurriedly on the boot and share. And the Blues have been able to find their third. So Bree Moody did a great job of presenting at the footy. And then Shearer just making the most of the opportunity and snapping it round the corner to cut that margin back to 15.
Well, there you go. The Blues for their first for the second half. But it was a really strong mark there by Finn, and credit to Bree Moody, just created a contest and allowed the smalls and the likes of Keely Shearer to get busy at ground level, and that is exactly what she did, slapping that one through for a beauty.
It's a tough day to take big, strong contested marks in this wing, so perhaps it's at ground level that the Blues can do some damage up forward. Sheriff a little up and under. And again, Finn took the grab. It was touched though. Umpire said play on. Gordner with the check side. Oh, standing to wait underneath was Keck. And a little crudely taken, but Keck has popped straight up. As we see here on the replay, the wind swirling around. Both players with eyes on the footy. Clearly a high free kick against Keck, who hopes it's short to Hill. Another ball in short. No mark taken by Goss, but that was a good call by the sea country umpire. She definitely had her arm grabs.
It was definitely there, and I like this build-up from the Blues. They haven't been able to play kick mark across the game so far. Really methodical in their build-up here.
So Goss will need Pound to go. Off hands, Mackay able to reel it in. Sheriff just taken high. That arm slips from Sheriff. Sheriff wants to go quickly. Out towards the broadcast side. Hit well to Baskarin, working in tight spaces. Baskarin got it back. Bates dances through a couple. And then into the middle of the ground. Fleming on the chest and wants to go. Looks up. Gilroy and grass. Hits the grass. Gilroy just overruns the footy. Gives time for Lawson Tavern. McDonough held up by Cordner.
Just overrun that one, did Aileen Gilroy. She had been able to paddle with the ball forward and keep it in front of her in motion, she would have been off to the races.
Clearing kick for the Blues. Richardson's onto it. Can't get a clear hand pass away. West does well to get it out to Stone, to Fleming. Beautiful ball to McDonough.
Just the touch on that kick there from Jasmine Fleming. As you can see, Anya McDonough had front position of the defender. It was a beautiful leading lane and just hit her flush.
Will take her best from here, McDonough, in the conditions. You can see it swaying away in the breeze. And Vesio read it best. Vesio goes for territory. Moody. Strong hands. This ball stream past her. She's got a booming boot. This will get out the back. It beats them all in the end, and now the race is on. Richardson leads back, gets a kind bounce. Clever little tap to Smith. His kick is a little stray wide, looking for Williamson. And it's going to give the Blues another forward 50 chance.
That's the territory, though, that Carlton need to play with in this third quarter. We know Bree Moody's got a booming boot at the best of times, let alone when you're rolling with a 3 to 4 goal breeze.
So looking to cut this 15-point margin. Tap comes down to Hill. A little hand pass over the top. Austin will fly. Ground level, Smith. Couldn't reel it in. Pound got boot to ball. Richardson, the goalkeeper, swats it away initially. Austin with the smother. Smith working hard. Keck pulled to deck, and now Bodie working hard in defence, looks to clear the footy, has a bounce away from Hendry. And it bounced away inside the forward 50, so it'll be thrown in. Good sets herself. Will rack against Vukic, the debutant. Hands out towards West. The hand pass for Bodie couldn't hit the target, and Pound sweeps on it. Blues needing to make the most of their opportunities inside forward 50 with the use of the breeze. The Hawks able to clear it momentarily. They bounce out wide. Ashmore will be first onto it. Looks up. Kick is short. A little shove in the back by McDonough. No subtlety in that one, Abs.
That was definitely there.
And pass off by Lawson Tavern. Hill's going to have to go back. In the end, goes against it. Breed. Could reel the mark in. Hill. Again, this time over the top. Breed just slaps away the potential tackle of Henry. Takes a bounce through the middle, gets rid of Finn. Third time lucky. Eventually the Blues have caught up with her.
Just held on to the footy a little bit too long there. Have the bounce, but then utilise the runners on the outside. Just needed to give the handball.
So the Blues through the middle now. Bates with a good tackle on Sherry, couldn't get boot to ball. Umpire giving it plenty of time. Eventually it comes out towards Vesio. Back towards Goss. Sheriff is there, there's Breed again. Again trying to swap away Hendry. Hand passes to Gilroy. Has McDonough. Can't get in the bouncing footy, but Bodie can. She's smart around goal. The dribble just across the face. She could have had a day out, Bodie. That's 1-4 for her now.
She could have. I'd love to see Mattia Breed, though, still taking the game on. She gained possession of the footy there. She drove her legs. She gave the hands after just getting done holding the ball only a few moments earlier. But Anya McDonough there, Greta Bodie, their forwards are looking very dangerous when they do get the footy deep inside 50.
There is Breed, and Q is taking the grab. Might look for the run of Kemp, although Austin's onto it. Just puts it to a dangerous position, and Ashmore's taken the grab. She won't have the carry from here against the breeze, so we'll look to spot up a target. Went for Bodie, went astray. West already has 22 disposals on Isa West. The kick partially smothered by Bates. They're under pressure here, the Blues. Gilroy just taps it onto Williamson, gets it back, loses it in the tackle. Just trying to crash her way through was Goss. Wrapped up. Good, just took it from the ruck. Hurry kick, only as far as Elliott. He wants to go by hands to Breed in a hurry. Has Austin lurking, able to get boot to ball. Ashmore tried to tap it. Cordner's there. Wonderful tackle by Breed, really showing her strength in this term. And she's won herself the free kick.
Huge by Mattia Breed there.
Well, it's Ashmore who'll take the free kick.
Just her ability to attack and defend. And that's the second time that Caitlin Ashmore has kicked it into the woman on the mark.
She'll get a second go at it, bending around towards Bates. Drop the footy, gets back onto her left, bends around the corner. Brilliance from Emily Bates. It was a little untidy by the Hawks. Ashmore had her kick smothered, but then fought back onto it. And Bates, who initially spilt the mark, followed up the work with a snap. And the Hawks stretched the margin out to 22 points again.
It doesn't need to be pretty for the Hawthorn Footy Club going into the breeze, and that tackle there by Mattia Breed just allowed the lasso free kick, and then Emily Bates, the first goal as captain of this Hawthorn Footy Club. I don't know who she's calling there, maybe Sam Mitchell, to see if he approves of this celebration. But really good use of the body, her ability to keep her feet, not go to ground there, gain possession of the footy, and then a wonderful snap on the left.
So the lead out to a game high 22 points, just 2 minutes to play in the third term. The Blues with work to do. Moody tracks back the footy. Umpire's found a free kick, and it's going to go in the Blues' favour.
They need to get another one here, the Blues. There's a minute 45 to go in the third term. They're rolling with the wind.
Lucas Rod finds Williamson, who's been handy on debut. Out towards Sheriff, who used her body well. Found her old D teammate in West. Back over the top to Sheriff with the 1-2 inside 50. Baskin just trying to paddle it to herself. Couldn't maintain possession. Over the top, Hendry. In a battle with Bodie.
It's a quick transition there by the Hawks as well. Just their ability to go from close to their D50 through to the deep inside their forward 50 and get another stoppage.
So a late chance for the Hawks. Against the breeze. Wales down. Gearan tried to find McKay. Will go again. The pressure from the Hawks, fantastic as Finn goes an option across the face. You said it, Abs, dangerous.
Very dangerous to kick inboard in front of goal. Caitlin Ashmore just has a little bit of a chat there. It's with Fitzgerald on the mark. But you just touched on it, their pressure, their swarm around the ball. They haven't allowed Carlton any time and space to exit their D50. And they know how important goals against the breeze are in this third term.
So this will still take a good kick from Ashmore against the breeze. Slow. In dispute in front, Gearan. The hurry clearing kick, but it's all Brown and goal, just waiting for that clearing kick, and McDonough's taken the mark.
Last roll of the dice.
We'll just kick it to the hot spot, lurking over the back. It's all right, the defence has it covered for Goss. There's a siren sounds for three-quarter time. A goal apiece in that term, not enough for the Blues who had use of the breeze, and it's the Hawks who turn for home with a 22-point margin here at Frankston.
All right, so it's three-quarter time. The Hawks are doing it extremely well here, well and truly on top in this game. 6-7-43 leading Carlton 3-3-21. Carlton only putting on 1-1 with a strong breeze going their way in that quarter, whereas the Hawks putting on 1-3 against the strong breeze. They did very, very well. It was all Hawthorn pressing in that quarter. They did look like the dominant team, although only putting on 1-3. Folks, when you're kicking against such a strong breeze, it's very hard work. And to just hold the opposition to 1-1, that is a fantastic job. I think this match is all there for Hawthorn to take victory today with just one quarter to play. They're looking strong. All players have got a great bit of run. They're going fantastic. Let's have a look at the team stats. And of course, Eliza West, she's looking like a gun out there on the ground today. She's looking really good. 24 possessions, 6 kicks, 18 handballs, 8 tackles. She's doing it all. All she needs to do to top it off is kick a goal. That'll make her day. Abby Mackay, 21 for the Blue Baggers. She's the best for them, with Mimi Hill next on 19. 16 for Shera, doing quite well. Carlton have got 3 of the top 4 disposal getters in the game. Hawthorn sharing it around a little bit, and you can see the next bunch of players, all their leading possessions for Hawthorn. Jasmine Fleming there with 12. Greta Bodie there with 11. 50... I should say 1 goal for from the 8 kicks. Not too bad. She'd kick straight, or if the wind had allowed her to kick straight, she would have had a real day out with 5 scoring shots from her 8 kicks. Fantastic job from her. I think she's the Irish girl. The commentators were saying there we go, just going down the board there to see your favourite player, how they're polling, how their stats are. Don't forget, this is the line, the disposal count. I know it's off a little bit there. It'll come back up when we head back up. Not sure why it does that. That's just the way it is. There we go. The goal scorers for today's match so far. The only multiple goal scorer, Eileen Gilroy. 2 for the Hawks. There we go. Skepper and Shearer, 1 each. And Mia Austin, 1 each for the Blues. Of course, single goal scorers to McDonough, Breed, Bodie and Bates for the Hawks. So a quick look at the fantasy points there. 88 Eliza West. Of course, she's on top. She's doing everything out there on the ground today. She's having a cracker of a game, folks. Mattia Breed, next best on 69. Just a quick look at the team stats. Hawthorn getting on top in the disposal count. There we go. 23 ahead there. Doing it really, really well there. 115 to 86 in the kicks, and of course handballs tightened up back around about even. Inside 50s, Hawthorn dominating there, even though they've only had 2 quarters, or I should say they've only had 1 quarter with the breeze, 2 quarters against the breeze. Dominating, as you can tell. 16 inside 50s for Carlton for the 6 scoring shots, and of course 13 scoring shots for the 30 inside 50s for the Hawks, doing really well. Stoppages, Carlton winning the hit-outs, clearances all tied up, and clearances, centre clearances and stoppage clearances. Contested possession, Hawks by 10, uncontested by 20 for the Hawks, and turnovers. Oh, it's pretty high today due to that win. All right, let's get back down to the ground as we take you into the final quarter. This game between Hawthorn and Carlton, where it's the Hawks by 22 points.
Contest, ground ball, aerial contest, and getting the ball forward as much as possible. It's the only way they're saying they'll get back into this game. What did you hear from the Hawks, Akech?
Yeah, and the Hawks is really just sticking to their game plan, run hard and staying disciplined. They've been doing that really well for 3 quarters, and that's all they want to do this last quarter, really just being disciplined and sticking to their game plan.
Just were some concerns about Cordner. She was in a heavy tackle. She appears all right. She was fine in the huddle. She was a magnet on the board, so she'll keep playing on, guys.
As we see that replay, thanks girls, was tough. Mattia Breed, she had some kind of term, didn't she?
She is a hard nut, Mattia Breed, and I love the way she attacks, yes, but she's got that defence first mindset, win the ball and then run hard forward. But she's a genuine utility for the Hawthorn Footy Club as well. She rucks, she can play in the midfield, she goes forward, and she can get back in defence as well. But really, really impressed with Hawthorn and the pressure and the heat that they brought around the contest in that third term. You touched on it, they were going against the breeze in the third, but they were able to go 10-4 on the inside 50s and just not allow the Blues any time and space for them to use that handball game and get any run behind it moving forward.
So is it sort of how far from here you think the Hawks or the Blues could hold them up a little bit?
I think so, and for the Blues, I just want to see a really strong defensive effort here. You know that the Hawks are going to want repeat entries, they're going to want the ascendancy in that territory game with the breeze behind them. So for the Blues, pressure first, don't allow them time in possession, and then what I would love to see from them trying to drag the footy out of defence is just a little bit of time in possession in themselves. Try and utilise some space, kick mark, find targets, just try and move the ball forward in different ways other than just trying to utilise the handball.
Moody high, early in the middle. West runs past, Bates with the tackle. Been really impressed with Eliza Way. West, her first hit out for the Hawks, 24 disposals to 3/4 time.
20 contested possessions, if you don't mind, as well. That is
what
incredible.
the Hawks needed, wasn't it? A ball over the footy. As Bates lose it under pressure. And the Blues have got the free kick to Shearer, who goes hurriedly to Mackay, who has 22 disposals of her own. Good. Under pressure from the tackle from Smith. Pound out to Moody, who goes long. 2 bites almost to Austin, who rises well to her feet. Tough angle from here, and in the end it was a good pot shot. And the goalkeeper able to slap it through Vukic.
Really good start, though, by the Blues. That's what they needed, was just try and strike first in this fourth quarter. And to do now, though, is just lock it in. Don't allow Hawthorn to easily exit.
Lucas Rott with those duties. Just goes for territory. Gets it up to Hipwell. Fleming. Just always looks so composed over the footy when she gets it, Jazz Fleming.
Hawthorn are off if they can go forward. It's a 4-on-2.
Hendry did well to hold up Hipwell.
They did well there.
Mackay just shuffles it out the back. Finds Fitzgerald to Shearer. They've got options wide, the Blues. Skipper is one of them, but the hand pass had too much on it. And the disappointed face of Skipper. Couldn't get to that one. Stone short, but the wind carries it over the top. So the Blues able to turn it over. Skipper with a chance this time. Does it ricochet off Stone? The kick forward through the fingertips of Bates, who puts the tackle on Peterson. Peterson felt that one. There's been a couple of tough contests this afternoon. Kez Peterson, the captain for the Blues. There is Skipper again, wrapped up.
Bates is on the bottom of another tackle. She's got a lot of support around her in that midfield. Having West and Sheriff come into this group, Bates is going to do what Bates does best, but even allowing Tilly, Lucas Rod Tam Smith, who traditionally played in the midfield group the last couple of years, just pushed them back as half-back flanks. Starting to build really, really strongly down at the Hawks.
And here is Lucas Rod. Goes long inside 50. McDonough with the big fly. Down in front, West. Gets the hand pass off to Gilroy, who dances one way then the other. Receives it back from Stone. Boot to ball. Has it got the carry? It's offline. And through it sails from Gilroy. Already has 2 this afternoon. Singles each to Bates, Bodie, Breed and McDonough for the Hawks. The clearing kick, Sheriff through her fingertips, just gets a little toe poke on it out towards Fleming. Quick hands to try and find Kemp, to Sheriff with the little drop kick. Umpire spotted that one. So it's holding the footy. The Blues will be called back to take it. Mackay, who's been one of the Blues' best today. Thought about the hand pass in the end, pokes it up to Finn, who couldn't reel it in. Wales sends it back the other way. McDonough hoping for a good bounce. Cordner did well. Uses McKay for the 1-2. Spiralling footy just in front of us is going to carry out of bounds.
Yeah, Abby McKay, she couldn't do much more. That was her 25th disposal just then. 6 clearances, 15 contested possessions. Quality young player for this Blues outfit.
Wales long inside 50. Through the fingertips of Hipwell, who read it well initially. Skepper, who got dealt with and didn't like the attention. Be a downfield free kick for the Blues. Pound goes in a hurry to Mackay. The sense, abs instructions from Matthew Buck is, we've just got to get it and go.
It's territory. We know the way that they want to play. They love a handball receive game, but when the conditions are this challenging, you need to be able to find other ways and mix things up.
Bodie goes wide to find Lucas Rod. Waves forward, pokes over the top, puts it into the space in front of Bates. It'll carry over the line.
There's lots of just kicking and hoping for the Blues, exiting D50, which it's a credit to the Hawks, I guess, in the way that they are defending and really squeezing up the ground, because from a Blues perspective, they're looking for options down the ground. There's just no easy exits, and they haven't necessarily been able to connect through that mark there.
Plenty of fans in the house at Kinetic Stadium in Frankston to enjoy this one. Round 1 action of AFLW. Wales has her kick smothered. McKay looks to clear. Carries on the breeze wide. Ashmore couldn't quite reel it in. Dana Finn there on screen has been handy in just game number 6 for the Blues with their Irish contingent. Gets past the rucks. Hill just tries to tap it on to Fitzgerald. Stone good to Bodie. He tries to get it back to Gilroy. Under pressure, just stealing it away was Skepper. Went for territory, but it's going to come back inside 50 as McDonough was in best position with carry on the ball.
Just reads it so well. Does Anya McDonough. Cordner had front position, but she just read the flight, used the body beautifully. An easy mark in the end.
So Anya McDonough from directly in front adds another one to the board for the Hawks as they stretch that margin out to 28 points. The high fives there too for Emily Everest, who was the one who loaded up and sent it inside 50. McDonough just placed herself well at the back of the contest when the ball carried on the breeze, able to take the grab and slot through a pretty easy major in the end.
It was a good build-up by the Hawks. Skepper trying to exit their D50, but credit to Emily Everest, who just pounced on the footy, really clean with her hands, and then a long, deep ball inside 50, and Anya McDonough just read it better. She was between defender and goals. Used the body well. Good mark, good goal.
So McDonough and Gilroy 2 apiece. The Irish contingent for the Hawks doing well this afternoon. And the Blues get a couple of late ones. Just stealing that from Pound was Stone. Williamson showed a little bit of toe, just lost the footy. Hit well over the top.
Michaela Williamson, it's been a solid debut. She's probably been a little bit fumbly at times, hasn't been necessarily clean, but there's big raps on her. I think she has the 2 kilometre time trial record.
Yeah, at the draft combine. So once she gets a hold of it, she's going to be hard to catch.
Yes, elite runner. So it'll be beautifully placed on that wing for the Hawks.
Bree Moody long. This one will drop short in the breeze, and there is Williamson. And off she goes. There's a kick smothered by Moody, who came to meet the footy. Keck, a little hand pass over the top. Moody to Skepper, dances around Bree, and then kicks in ball. But as the game's gone on, the Hawks have just read the wind a lot better than the Blues, haven't they?
They certainly have. Other than that the first kind of 5-6 minutes of the game, where the Blues really did get the jump on them, they've made the most of the conditions.
And another opportunity here for McDonough. It just needs to bounce up. It doesn't.
It's been a couple of times, though, for Harriet Cordner. I think she potentially needs to change up the positioning, whether she goes side on with Anya McDonough, because on a number of occasions here this afternoon, McDonough's got her at the back.
And just the ball carrying on the breeze. That one drops short. Brody trying to sweep on it, goes to ground. Bates and over the top of Skepper.
Yeah, she's very square to the ball. So for Anya McDonough, if she uses her body well and is able to get the ball out the back with the breeze, it's an easy one for her.
Clearing kick from Keck through the fingertips of Moody onto Lucas Rod, who goes for territory again, this time offline and through for a behind. And it can be hard to get, if you're a defender who always likes to play in front, it can be hard to adjust.
And that's the thing, but when you do get burnt a couple of times, you need to be able to adjust. You need to be able to identify where things might not be going right for you. And that might be around changing the positioning. Maybe starting behind Anya McDonough, pushing her up higher away from goal, or starting side on where you can run with her.
Fantastic grab in front of Stone. Celine Moody was bearing down. One of the Hawks' debutants, Stone, loads up inside 50. McDonough with the run. Under pressure, Sheriff. As Sonnethrow first in Hawks colours, icing on the cake. And across to the Hawks from the Demons with Eliza West in the off-season. And now a goal kicker for the Hawks at AFLW level. Any pickups for the Hawks. A smile on her face. She's enjoying this one too, Casey Sheriff.
What a brilliant acquisition to this Hawthorn Football Club Casey Sheriff is. And a wonderful finish there. She absolutely loved that one, kicking her first goal in the brown and gold. They're starting to build something really special at the Hawthorn Football Club. They've got some quality youth coming through, but the experience that they've gone and acquired in the off-season makes them a really scary prospect in Season 9 for opposition sides.
They lead this one by 35 with just over 7 minutes to play. There's Sheriff who puts the tackle on Keck. Moody with the body work. West playing in front of Mackay. It was Breed, sorry, playing in front of Mackay. Mackay one way then the other. Eventually gets boot to ball. Smith does well against a couple. The Keck found the footy. Out towards half forward. Austin with the body work now. Work to do against Williamson. Austin kept it in. The only one there was Smith though, so Austin had to go herself.
Good work by Mia Austin. Just offensively staying on the footy, but being there defensively to apply the tackle as well.
Little tap down by Moody. Nice hand pass over the top. Hill just tried to slap it onto Keck. Moody boot to ball. Bouncing ball inside 50. Dangerous. Celine Moody just had it roll off her fingertips. Smith crunched in a tackle. And what's the umpire going to say here? It's going to be Everest who's got the free kick against Celine Moody. Celine Moody looks uncomfortable on the hand there too as she stands the mark. And there's carnage elsewhere as Skepper is slow to rise. I think Moody's just called out to the trainers too. I might need a bit of help in a sec. Gosh, when you get back, there is Skepper and Moody both in subsequent tackles. It was a good tackle on Moody though. Didn't fall into the back. You just see there, she's probably with that right arm or hand. And Skipper makes her way to the boundary. Laura Nikech will be all over that for us. Get news to us when it comes to hand. So Everest will take the free kick. Goes long. Wales charging to get to the contest. Cordner with first hands to it. Wales got boot to ball. Tracking back on it was Lawson Tavern. Just couldn't reel it in. Bates at the bottom of the pack. Mackay, taken high, wants to go in a hurry. Snaps it round the corner, does well to find Goss, who's away. Over the top, looking for Austin, needs a friendly bounce, gets one. Bends around the corner. Oh, she's got a wonderfully kind bounce, Mia Austin. And she's kicked her second. Sometimes the footy gods smile on you with the way it bounces. And she got the break she needed, Mia Austin, to kick through her second. And the first in this term for the Blues.
Had some space on Ainsley Kemp, which she hasn't necessarily been able to find much throughout the game here in Frankston, but really good composure there, the ability to send it through for her second of the afternoon.
The skipper there walking the boundary, feeling the effects from an earlier tackle. Bates very careful with that tackle as Sheriff swoops on the ball inside 50. Wales read it best, couldn't reel it in. Baskren with the tackle. Under pressure, Hendry. And the kick's gone wide. And out of bounds on the full. So Sheriff loads up indeed. Casey Sheriff has her second in the term. I think initially she didn't quite believe it, got the carry on it, just so casual from 40 metres with the use of the breeze. Casey Sheriff.
How good was that? We saw one earlier in the game from almost the exact same spot with Skepper, but nobody standing the mark from the Carlton Football Club. She played on to her advantage, just used the wind, punched it through. Perhaps got a second in the term.
Perhaps all those trainings and playing at Casey Fields in the wind.
Absolutely.
A little extra knowledge. Let's get down to the boundary. Laura, an update on injuries?
Yeah, so as you saw, Skepper was extremely ginger. She's being taken to the rooms to be assessed for potential rib injury. However, Celine Moody, she is still out there. She's battling through at the moment.
Thanks, Laura. And kick to Fleming. Sharp with a movement. Bodie on hands and knees. West gets it back, slapped away well.
How's the footwork from Jazz Fleming? She has the ability to turn on a dime and burn the defender. Have a look at that contested possession count as well. Eliza West, 22 contested, 10 tackles. She's a machine.
Bugic and good wrestle. Ball doesn't carry. Hill with a hurried hand pass. Kick outside 50, Ashmore onto it and wants to go in a hurry. Has Bodie, Madonna. Good work by the Blues defenders initially. They need to work it out now as Bodie's lurking on the loose ball. And they hold it up. Wales gets spun away. Bodie and Fleming couldn't pick up the footy. Lawson Tavern just hurriedly boots a ball. Tap come down in front. Bascarin tries the body work. Keeps her feet. Pound just tries to march out of there. The umpire will come in and ball it up. Mackay. Long in a hurry. Richardson. In the battle against Moody, tries to tap it to her own advantage. Richardson looking for Stone. They've done well here, the Blues, through Gearin. Sees an option inboard, just couldn't get enough curve on it to hit Pound.
That's the difference for me, Joe. The Blues just haven't been able to connect in their forward half. I mean, 18 marks to 8 in their forward halves for both the Hawks and the Blues here this afternoon. Hawthorn have been able to connect. They've been able to hit marks, hit targets inside 50, but the Blues, a little bit to work on for them.
Perhaps an opportunity here as a lovely chain of hand passes ends up with Beattie. They go inside 50. Everest chops it off and sends it back towards Gilroy. He doesn't have many options in front. They've all cracked up the Hawks. The hand pass comes out to space. Fleming needs to be clean below her knees. Just taps it back to try and find Wales. The dying stages of this one, but plenty more footy to come this afternoon with Brisbane taking on North Melbourne in a grand final rematch. Down. So stay with us. West just emerges. She's been a bull today. Tries to find Stone. Works out okay for her. Where to now? A bit of grass. Bodie, clever. Just tried to tap it on. Cordner was up to the task. Looks to clear outside 50. Hill's got a couple of beat. Bates gets a good shepherd from Richardson. Ashmore to ground against Finn. West shuffles it up to Bates. Again a little up and under. Wales offhands Bodie. Trying to keep it in.
Was that shepherd by Jenna Richardson just playing her role? Allowing Emily Bates to get to the footy first and wheel around on that left foot.
So you see that inside 50 count, heavily weighted in the Hawks' favour. Had use of the breeze in this last term. The short kick. Mackay has tried hard. Gets it over the top. Gearin. And a return game from 2 ACLs. To Fleming. Where to now? Stone inside 50. Bodie uses the body work, wants to be able to track it back. It's got too much carry on it though, and she can't get back there. She's looked dangerous today, Bodie. It hasn't all come off.
1 goal for Greta Bodie. She has looked very dangerous, and that was a beautiful passage of play by the Hawks, just linking up by that handball chain through the centre of the ground.
Wales in front, fabulous grab. You can see the options in front. Wales. Perhaps she thinks she's got the leg from here, Ad. She's going a long way off the mark.
Going back very confidently.
So she'll kick after the siren. Lucy Wales. Just getting a reminder from the umpire, you've got to run in a straight line over the mark. She'll have to kick from outside 50 abs, but she's got the use of the breeze here at Kinetic Stadium in Frankston. Lucy Wales from 50. Not quite enough gas on it in the end, but it's been a fabulous performance by her side. Who finished 37-point winners, 9-11-65, 4-4-28. Plenty to sing about for the Hawks. So we saw Emily Bates there on screen, the new captain for the Hawks. And a first up win, Ab should be pretty happy with.
Absolutely. First game as captain. First game for Daniel Webster as well. He'll be very pleased with what his young Hawks side have produced here this afternoon. Emily Bates, she was just in and around the footy, didn't necessarily have a high level of possession, but just always makes an impact. And Eliza West, in her first game in the brown and gold, 28 disposals, 24 contested possessions, 21 ground ball, gets 10 tackles. It is quite remarkable when you look at the stats across the board.
Oh, sensational. And Sheriff, too, the new recruit, with a couple of goals. But as you mentioned, West and Bates, they were good today, and they're downstairs with Laura.
Oh, they were great, and they're extremely happy with this win. I'll start with you, Eliza. Fantastic. Sorry, I know that you're Eliza. Fantastic first win at the club. How are you feeling about it?
Oh, absolutely stoked. I mean, it's been a long pre-season and we've been working hard, so it's been nice to actually get out on the field and show everyone what we've been working on.
And first win as skipper, you must be so proud of the team. They did a good job scoring at both ends in tough conditions.
Yeah, really proud. It was a tricky day, obviously playing with the win and against. It was a tale of two halves, so I'm really proud that we were able to score going against the win. But yeah, it's a bit of a new era for us, new coach, a lot of new players. So excited that Westy could have a great game, and Casey Sheriff kicking that goal from the boundary is unreal.
And how are you feeling about this team? A lot of fresh faces, new coaches you mentioned, but it looks like this is a very promising start.
Yeah, I think it's super exciting. I think this is just a small glimpse of what we're about and what we can do, and I think it's only up from here. So so excited about it.
Congratulations to you both. Enjoy it.
Thank you. Cheers.
Well, there's Eliza West and Emily Bates. West, a wonderful hit out early for her side, and as she said, just a taster of what the Hawks are perhaps going to be able to produce in 2024. First up win here at Kinetic Stadium in Frankston, 38 points.
All right, folks, there we go. There you have it. It was Hawthorn way too strong today. Absolutely dominated the game fully. And of course, the Hawks kicking 3 goals, 5 in that final quarter with the breeze. And Carlton just the 1 goal, 1. So it was tough conditions out there today, folks. There was a strong breeze. It was like played in 2 halves, of course. 2 quarters you kick with the breeze, 2 against. It was tough conditions, but the girls did very well. Ayo, Tool, the manager in the house, Tina and Ben Mengalove, shout out. We're just about to end this game today. Let's just wrap it up with a quick look at your player stats, how they finish. And of course, that was Abby Mackay on top with 31 for the Blues. Some great numbers there for her, and of course Eliza West for the Hawks with 28. I'll just run down these in case you want to check out your favourite player and their stats, and then we will head out. Just as I'm rolling down this, of course, we had the poll in there today with 24 votes. 75% went for Hawthorn. They got it right today. Carlton 25%. So finally the poll, we got it right. Well done everybody in the chat who voted today and voted for Hawthorn. You got it right. There we go. Just before I go back anywhere, let me just check the goal scorers just in case, this other vital part. And of course, Casey Sheriff and McDonough, Gilroy and Mia Austin with the multiple goal scorers, all with 2. Skipper, Shearer, Breed, Bodie and Bates, all with 1 for the game. But that is the tale of today's game between Hawthorn and Carlton. Hawthorn way too strong. I think they've got a bright season ahead, and I think they're going to be a team to look out for in the following weeks to come. But today, Hawthorn too strong, 9-12-66, defeating Carlton 4-4-28. The Hawks by 38 here and at Kinetic Stadium. All right, folks, that's all we've got for this one. We're going to head over now to another live, and we're going to cover the next game, which is, of course, the Brisbane Lions taking on North Melbourne, the reigning premiers in the AFLW. Brisbane Lions, they're up next. Stay tuned for that. Until then, ciao for now. We'll see you in the next one.